How to recover from a service failure. Step 1. Apologize and ask forgiveness after a service failure. Listen to the customers and don't interrupt. Apologize for the failure in a genuine and sincere tone. Also, provide them with the full information regarding the cause of the service failure. For example, a customer is complaining about their order. Then you should say sorry for the inconvenience and explain to them what happened. Step 2. Go over the complaint with your customer. Always go through the complaint as you might be missing something. This also helps us to actually understand who's at fault because sometimes the customer may also be wrong or may give false complaint. We can also locate the expectation of the customer after the failure has occurred. Always think about the customer's complaint because sometimes some customers are overreacting, but always try to do your best to give the customers a quality service.
Step 3. Fix the problem and then follow up. In the third step of service recovery, try to fix the problem with the best alternative and follow up with the customers. Example, in the case of Southwest Airlines, a man had paid $8 for the Wi-Fi services in the flight but didn't get the service. Later, the amount was refunded by the airline, and this helped to develop a loyal customer for Southwest Airlines. Step 4. Document the problem in detail. The last step of service recovery is recording the compliance and problems and training the staff member for similar problem that may occur in the future. The only way to prevent serious problem from recurring is to document the problem for careful analysis later. Not every service failure can lead to greater service recovery. It is in the hands of the manager or a manager on how he or she can handle the situation. Quick thinking and empathy will help to handle the failure and have a good connection with the customers. In a service market, not receiving compliant doesn't mean that the service is great because most of the customer don't complain, and that is how you lose customers. But service failure and service recovery help to develop a better customer's relationship and increase customer loyalty as they feel they are being heard. The 5 step of a customer service and recovery program. Service recovery is essentially the action a service provider takes in response to service failure, a thought out, planned process of returning an aggrieved customer to a state of satisfaction with the company service. First step, anticipate and understand the needs of the customer. Most problems result from a misalignment between customer expectation and the products or services actually provided. Do some research to deeply understand your customers and what services they expect along the experience pathway, so you can anticipate their demands before you make a mistake. Be realistic about what you're offering and don't oversell yourself. It will only set you up for failure if or rather when you can't deliver on your promise. Examine the customer experience pathway and identify what were the points of failure along the pathway. Once you're able to understand where along the customer experience pathway the failure actually took place, not only are you better positioned to solve the problem for the customer, but you can also keep track record these incidents and train your team to avoid service breakdown in similar situations. Step 2. Making amends. Making amends is a means for righting a wrong. It can be as simple as a sincere apology, sending a follow-up letter, or may include a small gift or token of appreciation. In case of a service breakdown, they feel that they have not been treated fairly. So when we do end up making amends, we must take the situation and the customer into account and make amends in a manner that makes them feel that they have been treated fairly. Try to offer alternative to give the customer a sense of control, and define frameworks with your team and empower frontline staff to take certain decisions that allow for swift action and recovery. Investing in adequate training on how to handle customer compliance will go along will go a long way in improving your overall customer satisfaction. Arm your customer facing staff, and especially your customer service team, with the right communication skills, and set clear guidelines on what solution and gesture they can offer for the different types of compliance. Step number 3: empowerment and ownership. Build mechanism in place that encourage frontline staff and management to take ownership of the situation. I will solve this problem for you. When these things do go wrong, a customer wants someone who will take charge of the situation rather than pass the responsibility around or blame others for the service breakdown. The breakdown in itself could have happened owing to a host of reasons of people for that manner for that matter. However, when it comes to recovering the situation, the backstop and the person carrying out the recovery, so owning the situation, inspiring trust and confidence in the customer that you will solve the problem for them, become a critical component.
Step number 4. Respond in a timely manner and follow up. When it comes to service recovery, timing is key. Be prompt and efficient in responding and resolving issues to make sure that frustrations don't fester for too long. So as we all know, in his hotel industry, there are a lot of service failures that the guests may encounter. Almost all of these failures need immediate response. So for example, in hotel establishment, a guest from one hotel room is complaining about a leak in the faucet or clogged toilet valve. Do you wait for a day to fix it? No. What if the guests need to use the bathroom? It would be a bad experience for the guests and also bad for the reputation of the hotel itself. So we have to tell them it may take a few minutes or even hours for the plumber to arrive, but it is important that we entertain or let the guests know that we've already called people who can fix it. In that way, they'll know that their complaints were heard and being taken care of. Step number 5. Keep an open line of communication. Encourage your customers to provide feedback by sending questionnaires and providing a direct line of communication for where they can share their feedback, experiences, and concerns. In hospitality industry, it is important for us to know what the guests felt or what they have experienced under our service. It's important to request for their feedback, whether it's a good or bad experience. For the good, it is important because we can use it to attract and encourage future guests because they will be able to read the good feedbacks from the past customers. For the bad feedback, it is also important because knowing our failures can help us improve and resolve it. In that way, it can no longer be a problem in the future.
This is the end of our presentation. We hope you learned a lot from us. Thank you.